so I'm doing a what I eat in the day video. I'm starting my morning with coffee. This just has a little bit of heavy whipping cream and some liquid stevia. These are my vitamins. I try to keep it very simple. This is my probiotic, my multivitamin, my calcium with vitamin D, and then some extra vitamin D because I have a history of low vitamin D. Although I have not had low vitamin D at any time since I've had surgery. And so then I put them in this container, and then I just make sure that by the end of the day the container is empty. Some of these should be taken on an empty stomach and some should be taken with food. And so I just pull them out of this container when necessary. Okay, so it's a few hours later and I am having some bone broth. So since I've been having my digestive issues, I've been trying to have bone broth most days of the week. I either will start my day with bone broth or I will have it later after my coffee. It just depends on which one I feel like when I wake up. So I like to make my own homemade bone broth. So usually I simmer bones in a crock pot for about 36 hours, but I just got a Instapot. So this was made in my Instapot in only 2 hours and it really tastes fantastic. So I've also been putting a little bit of apple cider vinegar in here. So I really like it and I really hope that it is helping with some of my digestive issues. Bye. Okay, so this is my breakfast, pretty typical for me. 3 pieces of bacon, 1 scrambled egg. This is going to make me very full. Often I only do 2 pieces of bacon, but I had 3 pieces left, so I just went ahead and have that. I cook up the whole package of bacon at the beginning of the week. I bake it in the oven, and then that just makes it really easy for me to do my meals every day. Okay, so for lunch, I am about to have some fathead pizza. I am using Keto Connect's recipe. I have never made this before. So I rolled it out. I made it into 2 pizzas because I wanted to try to make sure that it was crispy. I have the oven preheated to 450 and I'm about to put these in the oven and see what happens. Okay, so I realized I had the oven up too high, so it's really supposed to be on 425. So after about 10 minutes, look how crispy it is. I flipped it over because I do like a really crispy pizza, and now I'm going to put my toppings on here. Okay, so this is the finished product. I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit, and then I will tell you later how I think it tastes. Okay, so here's the finished product, and as you can see, I started eating a slice. It's so good. I probably maybe should have cooked it some more. Maybe it would be crispy. Maybe it doesn't get crispy. I don't know. But it actually just reminds me of a regular crust pizza. I don't know. It reminds me of Papa John's pizza. So it is very good. So we'll have to see how well this heats up. So now I'm about to cook my dinner. So I have some avocado oil here in the skillet, and then these are some trout fillets. Trout is one of my favorite fish. So I've just put a little bit of salt on there, and then I put some lemon pepper seasoning because I don't actually have any lemon. So I'm going to pan fry this trout. So I haven't actually done this recipe in a very long time, so I hope I know what I'm doing, and I hope this skillet is big enough for... So these trout fillets, oh shoot, sticky to the paper towel. There we go. These trout fillets were frozen, and I just thawed them out overnight. So first I'm going to let them cook skin side down for a few minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over. Okay, so I cooked the trout for about 3 minutes on each side because it's very thin. And then next, what I did was I added about a tablespoon of onions and only about a teaspoon of garlic, and then a ½ cup of white wine to the same skillet. Oh, and about a tablespoon of butter. So I use that to deglaze my skillet. And I'm going to cook this down. I'm going to let it reduce. And then I am going to pour it on top of my trout. So ordinarily I would probably use even more garlic, but I've been having some digestive issues with different vegetables and things, and maybe some problems with onions and garlic, and so I've been really trying to cut down on the amount of onions and garlic that I add to things, even though I love onions and garlic. Okay, so here is the finished product. I poured that sauce over my trout, and we will see. I might be able to eat 2 of these because, like I said, they are very thin. Okay, so my day is over, and what you saw today is pretty typical of what I want a perfect day to be. So in terms of the portion sizes and everything, you got a good idea about what it is that I can eat. Probably about 4 to 5 ounces of protein, depending on what it is. So my stats were, it was about 1,400 calories. It was 86 grams of protein, 17 grams of total carbs, and 12 grams of net carbs is what it was today. So that is pretty much, oftentimes my carbs are higher than that because sometimes I might have some other things in there. Like sometimes I do have low carb bread. So like maybe for lunch, I might have 1 slice of low carb bread with some ham and cheese or something like that on there. So usually my carbs are a little bit higher. That's just how it came out. And so, this is an ideal day. So the thing is that, just like a lot of other people, I am dealing with some regain. And so I have lots of days that are not ideal, which those days would involve maybe lots of chips. So still pretty similar with my protein and everything. Or sometimes I might skip dinner and then eat too many chips and wine. Or champagne, because I do like champagne, and champagne is very low in carbs. Or eat a bunch of cheese and crackers or something like that. And so those are behaviors that I am trying to stop in order to, get off some of this regain. So today, like I said, is a good example of how I normally eat without all the extra stuff thrown in. Fortunately, the funny thing is that more and more, as more time goes on, I used to have a sweet tooth. I don't have much of a sweet tooth anymore. So occasionally I do snack on maybe some of the Lily's chocolates, like say they're peanut butter cups, or they do have these new chocolate cover caramels, which are really good. But that might be once a month or something. I might crave one of those. So I rarely eat any sweets or desserts anymore. It's more of the salty things that sometimes I can't keep myself from eating. And then that's, for me, anything over 50 net carbs really does cause me to have weight gain. And that's what I have been struggling with, is to stay under my 50 net carbs. So today was an example of how I want my days to look. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.